What is up, guys? This is Devin Burr. You might know me as Mr. Burr on TikTok or Instagram, but I want to thank you for checking out my YouTube channel. I put out a ton of content on here, and I've really made it a focus to give you guys as much value as possible. So today, what we're going to talk about is what I would personally tell my 18-year-old self in order for him to be a multi-millionaire by the age of 21. So in just 3 years. Guys, I don't come from money. I come from a very lower middle class family, and I struggled throughout my entire 20s. Had a daughter at 22. I was still a kid myself, hanging around the wrong people, getting into trouble, and just stumbling through my 20s. And then 31 years old, I was bankrupt. I had $300 to my name. I had to move in with a friend, could barely afford rent to him, and got my heart broken by the woman I loved. So I was at rock bottom. I realized I had to work on me in order to change things. So I started doing the things that you hear successful people doing, right? Making more money at work. When I would make more money, they would take more money on taxes. I started maxing out my 401k, which makes no sense. And I actually started saving money in the bank, which again makes no sense because you make no money when you put your money in the bank. They take it and go make 400 to 1300% on your money just by controlling it. So I started to become successful. And it wasn't until 2020, March of 2020, when COVID hit, that everything changed. I started learning how money actually worked. I started learning the things that the wealthy people do out there. And at that time, March of 2020, I was on pace to make about $200,000 as a real estate investor, and I had a net worth of about $300,000. So from then until now, this year, 2022, as I make this video, I will make just under $1 million and have a net worth of almost 5 million. So not telling you that to brag, I'm telling you because in less than 3 years, I was able to go from successful to multi-millionaire. So what I'm going to share with you is what I would share with my 18-year-old self, the things that I did over the last few years in order to accelerate my growth. Okay. So the first thing, this is very, very important, guys, is you are a product of your environment. Okay. So who you hang around with is vital to where you're at in life. Think about this. If you're around people every single day that are in extremely good shape, right? They work out all the time. They eat the right foods. They drink a ton of water. They're not going out and partying. If those are the people you hang out with, you're going to be in good shape. You're going to do those same things. On the contrast, if you hang out with people that are always eating fast food, they're always just sitting around playing video games, drinking soda, all those things, you're going to be out of shape because those are the people you associate with. Okay. So my 18-year-old self, I would tell him, Devin, dude, all these people that you're hanging out with, the crowd I was around, all those people, I don't talk to any of them anymore. None of them are my friends. None of them would be there for me now if I needed them. So why was I spending so much time with them? Right? You have to look at everyone that you associate with and determine, are they getting me to a higher place in life? Are they getting me to a point where I'm not at right now? Are they ahead of me in some area? Whether that's finances, spirituality, relationships, whatever it may be, you have to look at the people you're around. And if they're not bringing you higher, you need to seek other relationships. You need to go where successful people are at. So that's what first thing I would tell my 18-year-old self. Surround yourself with successful people. Surround yourself with people you want to emulate. And how do you find them? You go golfing. Golfing is one place where a lot of successful people are at. They talk business. You can simply, if you can't go and afford to golf, you can simply get on YouTube and just start consuming these successful people's content. Literally what they do and what I'm doing here is sharing the way I think, the way I the way I go about life, and I've seen success. So for me to share it, it's like I'm sitting here with you, right? Let me be your mentor. That's basically what it is. And you can get that from anybody. You can search Tony Robbins, you can search Grant Cardone, you could search whoever, Alex Hormozy, you name it. You can search these people and see content that they have all for free. So if you cannot get around successful people, if you haven't figured that part of it out yet, just go on YouTube, start consuming their content. Okay. You have to look at people as a way for you to get where you're at or get where you want to be. Someone told me something really, really profound recently, and it's, I don't collect money. I don't collect cars. I don't collect clothes or watches. I collect people. Think about that. I collect people because people are going to get you where you need to be. Okay. You'll never do anything great without the help of other people. So look at every encounter, every relationship as a way to get better, and surround yourself with those people that are going to help you get better. Okay. That's the first thing I would tell my 18-year-old self. Okay. The second thing I would tell my 18-year-old self is do not spend all of your money. Okay. When I was 18, guys, if I made money, I spent it before I even had it. And that's how most people are. I got my first credit card when I was 18, I think, or 19 maybe. And it was for like $5,000. Swiped it and got a brand new stereo system in my car. I was like, holy smokes, this is so easy. Let me get some rims. Let me get tint on the windows. Like, stupid, right? I'm using credit to consume. And that's what we're not taught these things in school. So I didn't know. I had no idea. And I missed a payment. I didn't pay the full amount plus the late payment. So my credit score was like a 200 by like 18, 19 years old. We're not taught these things. We're not taught about credit. We're not taught how to leverage it. So what I would do, what I'd tell my 18-year-old self is every single dollar you make, save at least 50% of it. Okay. Because as you get older, you start getting more responsibilities, right? You have to move out and pay rent. You have to buy your own food. Your parents aren't doing it anymore. You buy a car. You have kids. I had a daughter at 22, so I got diapers. I have formula I have to buy. You start getting more responsibilities the older you get, and the more responsibilities you have, the less risk you can take, the less money you can save. So at 18, I would tell myself, dude, every single dollar you make, save at least 50% of it. And the very important thing about how you save it, this is huge, guys. This is absolutely huge. I would not tell my 18-year-old self to save that money in a bank. Okay. I wouldn't tell him to save it under the mattress. I wouldn't tell him to dig a hole up in the backyard and save the money there. Okay. In order for my 18-year-old self to become a multimillionaire by 21 years old, he would have to take that 50% of his income, whatever he makes, okay, put 50% at least into a specially designed whole life insurance policy. Now, it's very important. It's specially designed. Guys, I'm not talking about putting money into just a regular whole life insurance policy, because all you're doing then is you're just buying a death benefit. Okay. At 18, you don't need a death benefit. You're probably not going to die anytime soon. Average life expectancy is about 80 years old. So the chances of dying at 18, it's very slim. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about putting your money into a policy that is designed for cash value, not for the death benefit. It's designed to build cash value quickly, literally right away. You put money in, you have instant access to the majority of the money you put in. So you can put it there. It's going to grow, and it's guaranteed to grow tax-free for the rest of your life. If I started at 18 years old, that is 20 years ago, I would have so much money because of the compound interest. You see, It's one thing to save money. It's another thing to have a lot of compound growth. That's money making money making money. Okay. So if I put money into a specially designed, I cannot stress that enough, has to be designed for high cash value. I would put it in there at 18, at least 50% of what I make. And as it builds up and grows, I can use it anytime because I have instant liquidity. Then once I have a big amount of money in there, I can start financing things from myself. Okay. Think about how much money from when I was 18 years old until I learned everything I did in my 30s, how much money I sent to banks for borrowing money. I had horrible credit. So my interest rates were through the roof for cars, houses, you name it. How much of my money that I made did I give to banking institutions to borrow their money? A ton. So I would teach my 18-year-old self, save 50% of your income at least into a specially designed whole life insurance policy. As it builds up, use it for things you're going to buy anyways, that you're going to borrow money for anyways. You borrow money against your own policy. Okay. So your money that you put in, the money I would put in when I'm 18 years old, is collateral to get a loan from the insurance company's money. So I can borrow their money while my money is guaranteed to compound and grow tax-free for the rest of my life. It'll never stop growing, guaranteed. It is a contractual guarantee. And then if I borrowed against it, so I borrowed the insurance company's money to go buy a car, instead of making payments to a bank which includes interest, I would just make those same kind of payments back to my policy. So I'd be paying myself back with interest while the money I put in, the collateral, keeps growing and compounding. If you do that, you literally make money with anything you purchase. I've learned this and I've bought 3 cars. I've bought a jet ski. I've bought a wine cellar in this house, landscaping in our backyard, a cold plunge, my daughter's braces, all of my real estate deals. Literally, it's called infinite banking. Anything that you buy, if you do it correctly, you make money by buying it. It's crazy. So I would teach, again, my 18-year-old self, first thing, get around successful people, get around the shakers and movers, get around people that you would gladly change places with. If I went and met a billionaire, young billionaire, okay, I'm not talking about an old one. Like if it's Warren Buffett, he's 90 something years old, I would not change places with him. He's a billionaire, but he's going to die soon. I don't want to die soon. So if there was someone that was in my same health, my same shape, around my age, that was a billionaire, I would love to change places with him. That'd be great, right? So make sure you associate with people that you'd gladly change places with. Okay. That's the first thing. Second thing, I would tell my 18-year-old self to save at least 50% of all that he makes, put it into a specially designed and engineered whole life insurance policy. And that way he can use it to finance anything he wants in life and pay himself interest instead of paying the bank interest. The whole time his money's growing and compounding. That is huge. Okay. Huge. Money takes time to grow. Compound interest takes time. Longer you give it, the bigger it gets. So if I was doing it at 18, I'd have a hell of a lot more money than I have right now at 38, 37. I just aged myself. So that's the first 2 things. The third thing I would teach my 18-year-old self, and I would tell him, is work on you. Work on you. Like, be obsessed with becoming a better version of yourself. Be obsessed with it. Like, all your downtime, read, watch YouTube videos, listen to podcasts. Again, get around other people that are more successful and just learn from them. Be interested in them. The worst thing that someone can do is when they meet someone that's up here and they're down here, that they try to be interesting to that successful person. Don't do that. Be interested in them. they're where you want to be. So be interested in them. Don't try to be interesting yourself. Be obsessed with learning. Be curious. Be obsessed with becoming better, because you have to look at it like a cup. I tell people this all the time. If you have a cup, you can only put so much fluid, so much liquid inside that cup. Eventually, it's going to spill over. So you have to look at yourself as the cup. Fill yourself up. Fill yourself up with all this knowledge. Fill yourself up with these tactics and these strategies and learning and just becoming so valuable. Eventually, you're going to spill over, okay? And as you spill over, that goes and affects everybody around you, okay? So the more you work on yourself, the more the spillover. So if you're just barely working on yourself here or there, one, you're never going to get to the point where you spill over and help other people. I've been there, okay? At 31 years old, when I hit rock bottom and I was bankrupt, heartbroken, spiritually, emotionally broken, I worked on myself. I worked on myself to the point where I never spilt over, but I was starting to make more money. I was starting to see more success in life, but I never spilt over because I wasn't obsessed with working on myself. And you have to do it from a place of service to other people. Again, when you work on yourself, when you build yourself up, when you become more valuable and you spill over helping other people, there's so much fulfillment in that, guys. So much fulfillment. I cannot tell you how many times I've gone to an event. If I'm speaking at an event or if I'm just there, again, trying to learn things myself, and someone comes up to me and they're like, Mr. Burr, I follow you on Instagram. I follow you on TikTok. I follow you on YouTube. Thank you so much. You've helped me with X, Y, and Z. Like, thank you. And they shake my hand. I look in their eyes. I get goosebumps, guys, every time, because there's so much fulfillment from helping other people. So much fulfillment. I would say really more fulfillment than like making a lot of money. Like once you start making a good amount of money, you put less value on it. Like if you're a bum on the streets and someone gives you $100 bill, you're like, oh my gosh, this is a ton of money. The more money you make, you're like, it's $100, right? Like billionaires, do they look at 100,000 as a lot of money? Heck no. A million? No. Like that's not even in their like radar. So you basically have to start again. Third thing, guys, that I would tell my 18-year-old self. I'm rambling. I'm going on a rampage here, but I'm hoping this affects one of you guys. This helps you. If you're 18, great. Start doing these things now and you'll be way ahead of me when you're 37, 38. If you're older than I am, start now. Start doing the things that I'm telling you because they will work. In less than 3 years, I became a multi-millionaire by doing these things. Again, getting around successful people that are above me, learning from them, being obsessed with getting better. The second thing, saving at least half of everything I have, putting it into compound interest, and then using that compound interest, using that money at the same time, infinite banking. I teach that all the time, guys. My channel has got tons of content on that. So if you have questions about it, put it in the comment section. If you guys are getting value from this, like it. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe to my channel. But the third thing, again, is be obsessed with becoming a better person. Be obsessed with becoming better so you spill over, so you're overflowing with knowledge, with gratitude, with love, all the good things in life. Overflow with those things, and it's going to affect the people around you. And here's the secret sauce, guys. When you do it in order to help people, so you're working on yourself, you're watching the YouTube videos, you're reading the books, and you're doing it because you want to be of service to others. You want to help others. The more people you help, the more successful you become. The more people know who you are, the more successful you become. Think of any super successful person. You, me, and everyone else, knows who they are. Michael Jordan, billionaire, arguably the greatest player of all time. Everyone knows the name. Okay. And think about this. Elon Musk, everyone knows the name. He has helped a ton of people have electric vehicles that drive themselves. I was actually in one of them this past weekend. I had never been in one when it literally drove itself. It literally drove us to a drive-through, went through the drive-through, like mind blown. Elon Musk, everyone knows who he is. He's helped a ton of people with the technology, right? Jeff Bezos helped a ton of people with Amazon, because biggest thing people would complain about is they don't want to go to the store and wait in lines, blah, blah, blah. I used to be the same way. Now you can get everything just shipped to your door same day or next day. That's huge. That's helping so many people. And because of it, he's a multi-billionaire. Everyone knows his name. So guys, those are the three things I would tell my 18-year-old self to ensure that if he did them, that's the main thing. If he did them, he'd become a multi-millionaire by the age of 21. So I'm giving you guys a lot here, and 3 things to do. Those 3 things, if you do them, that is the most important thing. Knowledge is not power. It's only power if you use the knowledge. So bottom line is, get around successful people. Okay. A rising tide lifts all boats. Get around other people that crush it, that make a ton of money, that are helping a ton of people, that have vision, that are obsessed. Get around those people. All of your money you make, save at least 50% of it. Okay. So make that money, put it into compound interest, infinite banking, specially designed whole life insurance policies. If you guys want to learn how to do that, there's a link below where I've got a training video. So check that out. If you guys have comments or questions, put them below. So compound your money, get it working for you instead of you working so hard for it. The sooner you start, the more money you're going to have later on. Third thing, obsessed with becoming better in order to help a lot of people. Okay. There's no way you can help a ton of people if you don't first help yourself become really, really valuable. Okay. So I hope you guys got a ton from this. I was thinking about it today when I was at the gym, like, man, I've done well for myself. You know, I'm in a great place in my life. I've got a beautiful wife, amazing daughter. She's 15, crazy. 37, I'll be 38 in March. I don't feel like it. I feel like I look pretty young, feel young, act young sometimes. We've got lots of money in policies, that's liquid. We've got, properties, real estate properties. We've got different trusts. We have a foundation, so we avoid taxes, which is another crazy thing. Once you guys, again, start associating with really successful people, you learn their tricks, you learn their hacks. One of them that I learned is you can literally avoid paying all taxes legally by doing a properly structured foundation. There's certain things that you need to, in order to qualify, like if you're not making a ton of money, you don't have a tax problem. You've got an income problem. It's different. But if you're making, $1 million, $2 million, $5 million, $10 million, you've got a problem with taxes because you can only write off so much stuff. So you have a tax problem. When you get to that point, if you do a private family foundation, you can literally be exempt from taxes. A foundation, if it is done correctly, so you have to have a tax attorney, which I have. If you guys want to learn more about that, there, just comment me below. But you have to be able to have a huge tax liability for this to make sense. But once you do, you can literally avoid all taxes legally. The foundation is a tax exempt vehicle. So if you own a house under that foundation, the foundation owns it and you sell the house, 0 capital gains. Rental properties, if they're owned under that foundation, 0 taxes on the rental income. You flip a house, 0 taxes. You make money from an investment in crypto, whatever, 0 taxes. So Guys, I hope you're getting a lot from this. I hope and pray that it's helping somebody. If you think it can help somebody else, someone you know that could hear this message, share this video with other people. Comment below, ask me questions. Let me know what you guys want to hear more about and how I can serve you. Again, it's all about service to other people. The more people you help, the more successful you become. All right. So I hope you guys got value. If you have not subscribed to the channel and you want more of my content like this, go ahead and subscribe, hit the bell so you get notified when I put out these videos. I love you guys. I hope you have a great rest of the day. Until next time, peace out.